Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
Thank you, Roger, and hello again, everybody. And we greet you here at the old Bob and Ray studio, looking out the picture window. It is one beautiful day.
Oh, boy, this has got to be one of Dr. Bob Harris's 10 best, I really think.
He only has 8 left.
Used them up. Has he got 8 left?
We only have 8 left. We'll talk to Dr. Bob a little later, and we'll ask him if this qualifies as one of his 10 best days.
This will be our last program in this series, if you haven't heard already. And we have a few things, some surprises that we've put on tape over the past 3 years that we've been here. And one that stands out in our memory was the day that Chester Frisbee, who writes the Backstages, wasn't able to complete the script, as he usually does, before he gets here.
Before airtime, and he was typing it as they were on the air. So let's relive that wonderful memory of a Backstage episode here a couple of years ago, and then we'll get to today's episode.
That noise you hear in the background, can you hear it? Is
I just can't get an idea.
Chester Hasbrook Frisbee, at the author-producer of Merry Backstage. He is at a desk to my left, about 6 feet away, apparently still working on today's script. He told us yesterday that he'd kind of run into a blank wall as far as continuing the story. Chester, could you pause in your work just a minute? He's spacing, making a long space there. Chet, come over here, would you please? You seem to be in trouble.
I'm in a dry well here.
Oh, I know. They go on in 1/2 hour. The actors are in there. They haven't had time even to look at a script.
I am sweating gumdrops for the first time in my literary career.
And that has spanned a good half century.
Yes, it has. I just can't come up with an idea for the Backstages for today.
It's the first time that this has ever... Maybe some people could call in between now and 4 and give us an idea that would help you.
I'm really lost. I've
heard about writers running dry.
I've run out on that TV show. I've just gone as far as I can with that. Now I don't know what to do with the Backstages except have them go home, and then I don't even know what they should say when they get there. Wait a minute.
Oh, apparently a thought.
I got an idea.
He's just been hit with a thought.
Harry can say,
Oh, he's got... Good.
Hello.
Yeah. What? Harry says hello.
Harry says, hello.
Do you want me to get Alan Levy from the newsroom to run these pages over as soon as they're done so they can start rehearsing at least?
That's not going to work.
Don't like that. Doesn't like... No, he's tearing up another piece of paper. I'm a little bit worried, friends. This is one of our most popular features, Merry Backstage. It's been on the air for years, intermittently, and we've never run into a situation where its writer, creator, author, producer, Chester Hasbrook Frisbee has run dry.
Bob and Ray, have you seen the scripts for Merry Backstage yet?
They're still working on it.
Not finished, huh?
No. He doesn't have, believe this, sir, page 1 written yet.
Oh,
and it goes on in about a half an hour.
Well, I'll go back and tell them that.
Fine.
Oh.
Yes, Bob and Ray?
Bob and Ray?
Bob and Ray here, yes.
Well, I have an idea. Why wouldn't he have them go on a trip? Say down to New Jersey.
Let me ask him. Chester?
Yes?
Someone just called in and suggested, why don't you have the Backstages go on a trip, say, to southern New Jersey?
I don't think it'll work.
He doesn't think it'll work, sir.
Well, why not?
Why not, Chester?
Well, I just don't think it'll work, that's all. Do I have to give an explanation? If I thought it would work, I'd be typing on it right now.
It's something. You have nothing. You're going on the air in less than a half an hour.
How about they go to Philadelphia?
How about Philadelphia, Chester?
No,
he doesn't like that either. Thank you very much for your interest, though, sir, and I appreciate you calling.
Well, what about some of the questions of the day, though? You know, fluoridation.
Well, I don't know whether he wants to get into that. You want to get into fluoridation or any of that controversial stuff?
That's an idea. Thank you.
He likes that idea. Maybe that'll be it.
And now we'll get to today's episode of Merry Backstage after this word.
What has peanut butter, nougat, and a layer of caramel too? All covered in real milk chocolate with peanuts through and through. It's Snickers chocolate peanut bar, no matter how you slice it. It comes up peanuts.
Yeah, Snickers. No matter how you slice it, it comes up peanuts. Enjoy a big, delicious Snickers. Or save when you get a bag full of fun-size Snickers. You get so many bars in every bag, there's always lots of fun to go around. Fun-size Snickers. Like the big-size Snickers, no matter how you slice them, they come up peanuts.
What has peanut butter nougat and a layer of caramel too? All covered in real milk chocolate with peanuts through and through. It's Snickers chocolate peanut bar. No matter how you slice it, it comes up peanuts.
Next, Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. The story of America's favorite family of the Footlights and of their fight for security and happiness against the concrete heart of Broadway. Today, Mary, Harry, Pop, Calvin, and Greg have arrived in London and are making their presence known at Buckingham Palace, preparatory to their command performance for the Queen. And at the palace gates, we hear...
Well, this certainly is the beginning or the end of a dream for me.
I never thought we'd be standing here waiting to be welcomed for a command performance.
Turn around, Calvin. You don't have a tie on.
Oh, you've got to wear a tie, Calvin. Do you have one in your pocket?
I have one in my back pocket.
Well, get it on. You don't...
Well, it'll be all wrinkled. Well, it's better than nothing. It's funny, I very rarely wear a tie, except for, like, when I appear before royalty.
And that, of course, would make this the first time.
That's right, come to think of it. I've never appeared before any real royalty before.
Greg, did you ring up Mr. Trevelyan to let him know we were going to be coming by here this morning?
I'm not going in with you, I've decided. I have an engagement with a... I'll push the doorbell and all.
Well, go ahead.
Then I'm going to go on downtown. I have an engagement with a producer here in London.
Oh, wonderful.
He's interested in presenting a Backstage program on Mayfair.
Oh, say, that should be great. Well, let's ring the bell.
What's that, the street? Well, it's like the Rialto.
Oh, that's a pleasant-sounding bell they have.
Sounds just like home to me.
Sure does. Makes you feel at home.
You know?
Hope someone hears it. Better knock just to be sure.
I think I'll run along.
Maybe they're... No, wait, Greg. The door's opening now. The gate's opening. I thought it was. My, isn't this beautiful?
Funny nobody's here to greet us. I suppose, they push a button and the door opens?
I guess so.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yes, may I help you?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Greg Marlowe. I'm the Broadway producer who's secretly in love with Mary here. I've brought the Backstages for their performance. You seem quizzical.
No, now I remember. You phoned me from Milan last week.
For a moment you had me scared. I thought you had forgotten.
No, I remember you, Greg, of course, and I'm happy to meet you
Let
backstage.
me ask you, Mr. Trevelyan, I have to run, but where do you know me from, anyway?
I remember when you were here at Lord Brandish's a couple of years ago. We met at a cocktail party he threw for you.
See, I don't recall that at all.
I don't
But
think
if you
Greg
say
was
so.
with us on that party. Were you, Greg?
Well, he must have been.
He must have been. This man remembers it.
Right.
I'll go and see if the Queen will see you. Wait right here.
He's going to introduce us to the Queen now, I think. Certainly sounds like it.
You know what?
What?
I've forgotten my script. I don't have anything to read.
Well, we're not going to do the command performance today, Calvin.
Okay, follow me.
And so, Mary, Harry, Pop, Calvin, and Greg prepare for their meeting with the Queen. You want to be here next time when we'll hear Calvin say,
What's he mean he's going to lock us up in a tower?
that's in the next exciting episode of Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. Word Carr speaking.
So you can enjoy doing the things you like, Sears can help do the dirty work for you, like washing dishes. Right now at Sears, you can save $60 on Sears' most popular Kenmore dishwasher. Save $60 on the built-in model, now just $209.99. And save $60 on the portable model, now just $239.99. Each machine features a pot and pan cycle plus a power miser switch to help you save on electricity. So get yourself a new Kenmore dishwasher and save, and use Sears' easy payment plan.
Well, hi, Bob and Ray.
Hi, Webb.
Say, this is your last program.
That's right. Winding it up today.
I was wondering now, will they sell the old organ here or what?
Oh, I imagine they will. That kind of goes with the studio.
Oh, I was wondering if they would break it down and sell it like in souvenirs, like they're selling parts of the Constitution up in Boston, you know.
I know they
old
are.
Ironsides.
Right, and they've done that with the propellers of other ships, too.
Yeah.
They made coins out of them. Maybe they could sell the keys of the organ as a thing. I never thought of it.
It's kind of over the hill, this old pipe organ.
Well, you got
Maybe they ought to get a new one.
You got some mighty sweet music out of it over the past 3 years, young man.
I didn't come in here looking for compliments, although I know you're right.
Well, it's true, yes.
Yes.
Play it beautifully, and we got a lot of requests for you to play. Maybe you play a final goodbye song today in one of the hours.
Oh, I don't know. If I feel up to it, I might. Sure. Well, it's a nice day, anyway.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Beautiful day. And what else? What can I tell you?
Well, nothing. It's the last program, that's it.
Right, and we're playing a few things that came to mind as being kind of fun the past 3 years.
What?
Last program, Mary, you hadn't heard?
Who said so?
Well, I read it in the paper this morning, that's true.
Is that right?
That's right.
You're leaving?
Yes, yes.
Well, I better get down to the kitchen. Get my
Get things
skillet.
packed up, yes.
Get my skillet and everything.
All right, and while you do that, let's listen to this.
And this is Bob and Ray here at 4:30 at WOR, the Talk of New York. And with the news now, here is Roger Skibitis.
Emergency Financial Control Board cannot approve transit contract. They're campaigning in Texas. 71 degrees. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the WOR News, the 4:30 report. The New York State-dominated Emergency Financial Control Board this afternoon said it cannot approve the recently concluded contract between New York City transit workers and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in its present form. That is, containing provisions for a cost of living increase which Attorney General Louis Lefkowitz had ruled violates a state law freezing the wages of New York City employees. Meanwhile, New York City's first Deputy Fire Commissioner, Stephen Murphy, has announced that 5 squad companies and 1 Marine unit would be disbanded as of 9 tomorrow morning. The cutback will save the City Fire Department $3 million a year. 3 contenders were campaigning for votes in tomorrow's presidential primary in Texas. President Ford, who had been listed as an underdog, claimed today he is optimistic of defeating Ronald Reagan on the Republican ballot. Reagan again attacked Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and charged he's undercut the possibility of what Reagan called a just and orderly settlement in Rhodesia. And Democrat Jimmy Carter was urging Texas Democrats to vote for him instead of favorite son candidate Senator Lloyd Bentsen. And there you have it, the 4:30 report. Our next news as it happens, next scheduled news at 5 with John Scott, right here over WOR Radio 710, the Talk of New York, 25 before 5. Here they are again, Bob and Ray.
Okay, Roger. Thank you, sir. And we'll just check the weather briefly. We'll be talking to Dr. Bob live on the telephone, as live as you can be, I guess, when he's over in New Jersey and we're here in New York. But briefly, tonight, mostly clear and cool, followed by increasing high cloudiness toward dawn. I think I might get up to watch that. It's always very interesting to see. A low between 48 and 54 degrees. And then tomorrow, cloudy and mild with rain overspreading our region from south to north in that direction during the afternoon and then continuing at night. The rain will be vertical coming down. Then continuing at night tomorrow night. For Sunday, windy, wet, and cool with a steady soaking rain. That should be good news for Stan Lomax and his tomato plants.
Oh, that's
I wonder
right.
if he's going to mean yet.
I think he did last week.
It's 71 degrees here in clear Manhattan right now.
Very good. And it's 22 before 5. Time for a first look at traffic from Helicopter 710. Here's George Meade.
About 45 minutes worth of time checks right now over here on the east side. Flying along with Helicopter 710 along with my co-pilot this afternoon, Dan Field. The FDR drive in pretty good shape. Suspiciously good for a Friday afternoon rush hour. I guess everybody hears about the rain coming up this weekend. Maybe they're not heading out of town. They are heading out of Brooklyn on the upper BQE, very heavy up towards the Kosciuszko Bridge. Long Island Expressway, heavy outbound of the fairgrounds. You may want to come up to BQE and use the outbound Grand Central. Not starting at 4 o'clock at Shea. They're starting at 8 tonight, so things not too bad around the Shea Stadium area. Harlem River Drive, Deegan, very, very heavy because of earlier problems approaching the GW Bridge northbound, so no real choice to be made there. We'll take a look at the lower Brooklyn area and also around the Holland Tunnel. Looks like we got a fire over there for the next report. Bob and Ray?
Down here, just one late train at the moment. Conrail's 439 to Brewster is 13 minutes late, and it's now due at 6:30. I think that's in our honor because we've made a lot of fun of that 439 to Brewster being late as it was over the past 3 years. Quite a number of times.
But then on the last year, though,
last year's been
really
much
shaped
better.
up.
Well, it's late tonight, 13 minutes. It's due at 6:30.